What's up everyone, welcome to Hit Confirm TV. So in this video we will discuss every single character and their lore, but we will discuss Arjun in detail. So today we are going to going shot by shot through everything and every detail, and I promise you by the end of this video you are going to see Arjun in completely different way. So as we know, Capcom has given us our season 4 pass, and in that Season 4, we are getting Tifa, Arjun, Bosch, and Yasmine. So, first up, Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII to Street Fighter. And Tekken fans are not happy about it right now. And we all know why. Second fighter is Yasmine. So, Yasmine is from she's a schoolgirl from Filipino. She's a Filipino and she's also a schoolgirl, and she's searching for her brother, and that's her story. Till now we have only that much detail about this character, and yes, she will be using crescent karambit knife, and that is also based on the harness based martial art. Oh yes, so that means she'll be fast. We can expect Kimberly kind of moves, or maybe totally different, so she's also interesting. And the third fighter is Bosch, and we all know him. He was our partner in Baltor. And finally, playable character, and we will get him in spring 2027. So, and then there is this Indian fighter that Capcom introduced in Street Fighter, that is Arjun. Nobody saw him coming, and so his name is Arjun. He's from India and he's completely new to Street Fighter, and like we are getting another new fighter from India after 35 years. We all know Dalsim, but now we have another character from India, that is Arjun. So when I sat down and actually went through this trailer frame by frame, I could not stop because Capcom hid entire story of this character and nobody's talking about it. So let's get into it. So before that, we will just go through the trailer, and then we will go through Arjun frame by frame to understand what kind of fighter he's gonna be and what moveset he will bring to Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6 is already entering year 4, but I can sense that we already have new challengers on the horizon. Fascinating.
Till now it looks good. This is very, everybody was very excited about Tifa. So okay, so before we look at anything, let me tell you who this guy is. Okay, so Capcom gave us his backstory and it hits. So now here's the thing, Capcom only gave us 2 sentences, and this is exact official description from Capcom themselves, which says Arjun uses extraordinary lung capacity combined with yogic breathing to unleash explosive power with his unique bare knuckle yoga technique. And while working as a police officer in India, Arjun was accused of killing a colleague and now lives on the run while he searches for his true culprit. So his story somewhat matches Kane, because Kane is also on the run, right? But let me break down what those sentences are actually saying, because there is so much in here. The first sentence is his fighting style: extraordinary lung capacity, yogic breathing, and bare knuckle yoga technique. The people who are guessing that he is grappler I'm telling you, that is not what we are getting. He's a fighter and he's also a master of it. He's not mystic like Dalsim. He does not float or stretch. He is a fighter. He pro for sure because he stands and you can see his hands. It tells you that story that he's not grappler for sure, and his structure is like Ryu. He's huge, so you can expect somewhat like power, maybe slower, but yeah, like hard hitting guy. And he has mastered his own body from inside out and uses his breath as a weapon. So he might be like Jamie, where you have to fill his breathing meter to get maximum damage. So that's what I think. And Capcom put the entire story into his visual design because they hid it everywhere. So if you wanna understand Arjun, you just see his visual design because you will just understand what kind of fighter he is. So if you look at his character design, he's absolutely massive, built like truck, and I'm sure he will hit like truck. So now let's talk about what he's wearing because this is where it gets really interesting. From the waist up, there is nothing. From the waist down, he's wearing white dhoti. And about dhoti, it is very traditional garment worn across India, and that is what traditional warriors or wrestlers or martial artists have worn for thousands of years in India. But this dressing gave me the understanding of that he's also master of Kalaripayattu, because Kalaripayattu, that is another one martial art form in India, is practiced shirtless. And in his lore, you heard that he also uses yoga technique with bare knuckle fighting style. That means he's master of it, and I will explain it to you how. So let's go and see. So if you see here in this is one of the best moment. I think we can understand what kind of fighter he is. Over here he stands completely still, both hand pressed together, that is called namaste and also called Anjali Mudra. And I think, I'm sure this will be his intro animation before he gets into any fight. And visually it connects to Dalsim meditative energy while being completely different in execution. So let's talk about his fighting style, because I think a lot of people watching have never heard of Kalaripayattu. Once you understand what that is, you will understand what kind of fighting style he's bringing to Street Fighter and what kind of moves he's bringing to Street Fighter. So in Kalaripayattu, there are 4 stages. So stage 1 is called Maithari. So over you learn pure body conditioning. That means mastering your body. So you can see he looks huge. He looks like a warrior, not a grappler for sure. And stage 2, you can see, is also called Kolathari, where mastering like wooden thing, but you do not get any idea about this in this video. And stage 3, Angathari, where you get when you master or metal weapons. So you can see some rings or metal chain around him, so he might be using that for something. And stage 4 is called Varumkai, and this is where Arjun lives. So Varumkai, the word literally means bare hands in Malayalam, and this is the final and most advanced stage in Kalaripayattu, and it is only reached after completely mastering everything before. So you have to be master of Maithari, Kolthari and Angathari. That means your body, wooden weapons and metal weapons. So as we have idea about his fighting style, we can also predict, because of this we can also predict his specials, because we all know that every character in Street Fighter 6 has 3 special, and I'm gonna give you idea about his 3 special because in Kalaripayattu these are very important 3 styles. So very specific first technique, that can be his first special, this can be his first special, and that technique uses sidestepping to avoid attack while simultaneously counter attacking. That means in this there is no blocking, no absorbing of damage, just pure evasion, and often in the same motion. So this can be his first special. The second special will be elbow and knee strikes to the chest and ribs, and this special 2 tells you that he is not grappler. And the special 3 will be Marma strike. So if you are a master of Kalaripayattu, so master of Kalaripayattu knows 108 vital points on the body. So this will be his final, because you need like proper knowledge, and so he will be using his side of hands to hit the vital pressure points on the body to temporarily paralyze the opponent. So this can be his final third special, and that is Varumkai bare knuckle yoga technique. So as I know, Capcom did not make a random fighting style for Arjun. They went to the deepest, most advanced level of oldest martial arts in the world and made it Arjun's entire identity. But if you want to understand his fighting style, there is more to it. Now there are 8 animal stances in this, and you can see first one in over here, the first one. So this is called Gaja Vadivu, or the elephant. So power crushing forward movement, unstoppable weight. And when you look at Arjun design in this picture, the wide stance, arms spread wide, chest forward, rounded like a mountain, and that is Gada Vadivu, the elephant for you. The second one is Simha Vadivu. So Simha Vadivu is explosive and dominate aggression. That is like you are very aggressive in this, and that can be achieved while controlling your breathing. So when your breathe meter is full, you might go into Simhavadivu to get that explosive damage. The third form is Ashvavadivu, the horse, that means the horse, and the speed and powerful kicks, dynamic footwork. So that means he is not grappler, he is a fighter. And the fourth form is the snakes, that is called Sarpavadivu. So you go low on the ground, gives you flu movements, and this movement can be there to avoid fireballs. So this will be very interesting to see. There are more stances, but these are the major ones that I think that will be used to show him as a fighter. So there are more stances other than Sarpavadivu. So there are 4 more stances, and that is Marjara Vadivu, that is like agility, that gives you agility, that is like a cat. Varhavadivu, that is like wild boar, head down charging, and pure ferocity. So I don't know how they're gonna show this in this character. Then there is one more, Kukkudavadivu, that means the cock, that means alert fighting stance, and this might be his fighting stance. So we'll see that when they releases his trailer. So there is one more stance, that is Matsavadivu, that means the fish, and in this you will get flowing movements, balance on one leg, and deceptive angles. So each of these is a complete fighting system on its own, and master switches between them fluidly depending on the opponent. So we'll have to see his trailer to understand what type of fighter he is. So my prediction, he's going to be like power character, big heavy fighter, maybe slow movement, but absolutely devastating damage. Like think like Marisa energy, but in completely different tool set. And the yogic breathing is going to be actual mechanic, not just flavor. And I think he will have a stance or a charge where he inhales the power up and maybe boosting his next attack. So breathe control is his fighting style, like Jamie, where Jamie drinks the drink, and then his movements and his style is like gives you more damage or change. So we are expecting that kind of character Arjun is gonna be. And one more important thing, as you see the rings over here, the rings on his belt, yeah, those rings might give him a reach and could be used as a long range option. So we might get one long range option because it gives that kind of presence that he can use them to use it for long range damage. So he drops this fall in 2026, and we have a month of speculation ahead of us, and I am here for all of it. So this is every single detail I caught in the Arjun trailer. And India has had Dalsim for 35 years now. They get Arjun, and he's something completely different. Drop in the comments and what detail hit you the hardest. If this video give you something new, like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace.